Hi everybody, Jo here. It's Monday again, so it's time for us to spend some quality time together. I hope you've had a lovely weekend. I was at the Lavinia extravaganza, our Hallaganza, and I have to say what a fabulous weekend we had. It's just amazing, and it's lovely to meet so many of you. And I have to say, I know there are so many of you that can't travel because it's too far, most of you across the ocean. But it's nice that you can join with our online tutorials and you can comment, and we do feel as though we are one big family. So thank you for that, and thank you as always for your lovely comments. Now, if you remember, last Tuesday we looked at the mica minerals and we made these two designs. The first one here with the secret writing look, which I love, and the second one with our painting with them. So I thought today we'd have a look at popping one of these in our journal, and I think I'll go for this one. But this one I'm going to put to one side because I may just add this another day, and that's the beauty of it. What I've done is I've got a little envelope and I'm putting all my sort of half-made little pieces like this, and then when I want to make a journal page I just look through and see what I can add. So maybe you could do that as well, or maybe decorate yourself a nice box to put them in. So we'll file that. Don't tell anyone I filed it on the floor, will you? I will pop it in the envelope later. So I've got myself a page ready. Look at that, very high tech, a piece of elastic. And I thought this is what I'm thinking of, and I'm going to add this here. So the way my mind works, well, again, not always good, is it? I let you into my mind. At your own risk, I have to say. And quite often when I'm doing a page like this, I look around me to see what I've got. Now, we have got a couple of fabulous new stamps. Now, as you know, we were sharing samples with them last week, and I just adore hares. And we have Logan and Lupin. And I have to say, I've had a play and literally just stamped them out and coloured them just in grey. So what I've used is these fabulous graphite pencils that we sell at Lavinia, and I just had a play. And I'm thinking these are going to be perfect to add in to my journal page. So this is where I'm thinking of going. So what I'm thinking of doing is bringing in my hill masks and sort of extending this design, and then a bit of grounding here, I'm thinking. So out with my hill masks, and I think we'll have quite a hilly one first, shall we? Shall we have quite a mountainous ridge up there, I'm thinking. So I'll take this away, I'll work on this side first. We'll move these out the way and we'll see where I go from there. Now, because I've got orange hues in this, this was a gel press background. And as I say, this is a great way to use things like that. So I'm going to come in with my russet orange. I have got my graphite ready just in case I add that. And I'm just going to start and build up a background. And as I say, this is just the way my head works. So again, always take it off in the lid. Now this is going to be in the distance, so I want it quite pale. So let's start now. Do we want it this way or this way? No, I like it this way. So I'm going to put my ink on here first because I do want this quite pale. Now, if you're new to these videos, we have two sorts of journals. One is a smooth, one is a textured, a rough. Now I'm working on the rougher journal. So it's handmade paper, so it has a tooth, it has a texture, but I'm happy with that because I love that effect that I get. And I'm just going to carry on with these, and as I say, I want it nice and pale. Just want these in the background and I want them to go right across my page. So as always, and you could do this in the smaller one, we have the large and the small. So let's just pick up some ink from there, and less is more with this. We want this in the background. And I'm just going to use what's on my brush to add a little bit to the sky, just to take off that starkness. I don't want to add a moon mask because obviously I've got one on here. So this is just building up my background. And then I think we'll come in with, which one should we use? Should we use this one maybe? No, I think we'll come in with the flatter one. So let's have a look at this side. And if I'm going to pop that, say there, oh, I know. Shall we see if we can, maybe we could match this up. Which one was it? To make sure I get it the right way around, won't I? Oh, there we go. Of course it was that one. So maybe I could just add a little bit of hint there. Just for that continuity, just for that flow. And the same here. Let's just add a little bit here. Just to take away, just to give that idea that the whole thing. And then I'm thinking we're going to add, you sat there beautifully, just sat there. So we'll add some grounding here. And I can go a bit deeper with this because he's nearer, so it'll add to my perspective. I don't think I'll go right across. I think I'll just leave it at this side. I think we'll just tail this off here. Let's bring him back. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to move these. This is where you need, I have to say, it's so funny with the journals. I do find I need about 6 pairs of arms and lots of space. Now, I want to do a little bit of stamping on here. And again, this is the rougher journal. So it is textured, so it will stamp, obviously, like textured card. Now, I'm going to put some copy paper just under because obviously I've got lots of inclusions in here. And what I'm thinking of stamping, if I can find it, is my beautiful new stamp, which I would tell you what it was called if I knew. Let me have a look. Fairy Towns it's called, and it's this gorgeous signpost. So with these new stamps, I'm still sort of learning the names. So, and I love this. And I'm thinking this will really add to the design. So I'm thinking of putting that there. Now again, textured. The smooth will stamp better. But again, I do find putting copy paper underneath and giving a good press. Now, the beauty of it is I've already stamped this and cut these out, so I'm going to decoupage those. So I'm happy with that. And I'm just thinking, if I'm going to add him there, look, we could possibly have a tree here. So I've got my fairy fir tree too. And I'm just thinking of adding a couple. And again, I'm going to come in with my black. And I'm just inking it up off shot just because I haven't got a lot of space, as you know. So let's maybe add one here, just off the page. And again, I can feel, because obviously I like to add lots of inclusions in my journal. Maybe we could add a second generation. And again, that's nice because it does look like it's in the distance. So I'm happy with that. So let's work on our little bit of grounding here as the design starts to come together. So we can add some shading under here, under our signpost. And then just pop that under there, move you out the way. We'll add a little bit there. And then let's add some under our trees. And so I'm just building up that whole design. And again, I'm literally just doing it as I'm fancying. And it is lovely how it starts to build up, look. I'm going to just put the lid on that. And then let's have a look. What about a little bit of foliage? I think we need some foliage just to break up this area here, don't we? So I've got lavender, and I tend not to use lavender very much. I tend to go for the grasses, don't I? The orchard grass and the meadow. Yeah, so I'm thinking let's add a little bit of lavender. And we'll tear a piece of our copy paper, look. Just so we can, it's a little bit tall, so we can shorten it off a bit. Just something at the bottom here. Now we've lots of stamps that would be perfect for this, but I'm trying to use stamps I don't always use, and we'll go first, second, third, fourth generation, and again it just adds a little bit. And let's just pop some under here. It's nice to get those stamps out that you possibly don't use. If you're anything like me, you have favourites, which is very naughty and I shouldn't have. So your journal's a good time to have a look at what stamps you haven't used for a while and possibly get them out. And you see how that just adds to the base. So if we now move to the other side, right, come on, mister. Because again, we want this to look like it's obviously a double page spread, and we want to have that continuity of the design. So let's just put our copy of paper under this side. Take our little clip off. I do get obsessed with these hinge clips. Check, that's just one page. So again, we were looking at having this and popping there. So maybe some of the just here and here. Now, can we get it on there, do you think? Let's see. This could be very interesting, couldn't it? I might be trying to do something a bit too difficult here, but let's see. Like I say, the way my mind works. You see, what I'm thinking is if we could stamp it onto here as well, it really would give continuity. But deep breath, if it doesn't work, there might be too much difference in. Well, that's okay, because I can draw that, so I'm happy with that. And then let's just add a second and third at the bottom, and that can go back there. Right, let's add I think if we had a couple more here. And I have to say, that's the beauty of doing these journals. You can just play. Right, move that out of the way. Let's just add some taller ones here. Because, you know, I've said it before, there is no right or wrong. And if something doesn't quite work, like here, I'll just draw that in. It's not a problem. Now, do we need something here? What do we think? It just looks a little, just a little space there. Just not a great deal. Just a little patch there. And that'll go there. Right. Well, I have to say this table, there's not a lot of space left on here. Right, we'll get rid of this. Let's have a look at getting the whole design and bringing it all together. So I think we'll glue this in. So I've got some tape on the back. And again, me being me, I like to use my tape and my bittity boppity glue. I'm a belt and braces girl, as you know. So let's have a look where we're thinking of putting this. That matches there, that matches there, and that'll do quite nicely. Whiz the tape out. And then in with my fine liner pen. There we go. And we'll just add some. And again, a journal is fabulous for this. Your fine liner pen, you can we'll just add a little bit of something here. And we'll concentrate on this side. Now, what do we think? Should we put you there? Yeah, I think it looks lovely there. So again, out with our glue. And I'm just going to use my finger just to pop it to the edge. And then I'm just going to put him here. And again, I've cut round him with a large circle area of white, but I'm happy with that. Like I say, your journal's the time you can really experiment. And then let's add some nice shading underneath. So we'll get our chalk pastel pencils and let's just come with our black and just add, just to ground him a little. I'm just going to rub it with my finger. And again, we've got the moon there, so if we come in this way, and I just wonder if it might look nice with a little bit of orange into that mix. Just to sort of deepen that. And then under here, we can add a bit of, just adds a little bit of something to it. Yeah, I like that. So let me see how's that looking. And when you think it was just all about adding this. So let's just move to this side and see how it's building up on this side. So I'm just, yeah, Logan, you're going to go there. So again, out with the glue. And just whiz it with my fingers, just, as I say, I just like to catch all those edges. And then I'm going to pop your feet there and just put you almost. And the beauty of it is, it can be jumping, can be standing on his back legs. And I'm going to get my little signs that I've already cut out. And we'll add these while I've got the glue on my finger. So Dream Meadow 6 miles, that's the top one. There we go. Two miles to Elfin Forest the opposite way. So we'll pop that one on. And I've got a bit of wiggle time with this glue. Now what have we got here? Toad Castle 4 miles. And that's that way. And then the last one, Dragonswood 8 miles. I'm going to put that there. And then I'm just going to wipe my finger, otherwise I'm going to have a very sticky. And then I think what I'll do is just come in with my graphite pencil, and we'll come in with the 6B, I think, and we'll just add a little bit of shading. I just want to, just so it's not too, yeah, I like that. Sometimes these little things, it's just, you know, little bits. And then out with our pastel pencil, so we'll add some shading under here. just to ground it, and the lamppost, the street sign, and we'll pop some under here. And again, it's these little bits that, well, for me, they just, and I love doing this bit. It's almost like my little bit of my playing. Bit of a frustrated artist, really. And it almost, I want it to look a bit like a page out of a storybook. So what I have done is I've stamped just for you, and I think I'm going to pop that there. But before I do, I'm going to add some Posca splats. Now, I could put some stencil work in the background, but I think it will distract from it myself. I like it as it is. So a couple of little finishing tricks. What I'm going to do is, I'm hoping I've got an orange Posca. So this could be interesting. If I don't have, let me just... So I've got an orange Posca pen here. So what I'm thinking is if I just add some little, just on my lavender and just at the base here, I think again it will just tie it all. I don't want to overdo it because I really like this and I want it to almost look like a page from a storybook. Maybe just add a few in the trees, and then over here this side. And again, it just adds with that continuity. We'll pop some on here, look. Just the ones behind him there. Now, white Posca. I just want to add a little bit of white Posca to his tail there. His tail there. And I just want to add a few Posca splats. So now remember, this is my Posca pen that the nib keeps falling out. So let's see if we can get a few splats without the nib falling out today. Right, so that's that side. A few down there. And again, if you're the sort of person that doesn't like, you don't have to add your Posca splats. I just like them in my journal page. Did well, the nib stayed in today. Now, the just for you, I think, let me see, let me put this, I think the balance is here with having my sign there, yeah. And I've left that after my Posca splats just because I didn't want to end up with Posca on my sentiments. Sort of have a little order of things. And there we have. So when you think that all just started off with just an idea of how to add. Now, if I'd have wanted, I could have brought our garden poppy and stamped that as well and added it. I mean, lots of things you can do. But like I say, for me, I already had our gorgeous 2 hares on Logan and Lupin on my desk. So it's a perfect way of just adding them. But I really don't want to add any more. I just like the simplicity of that. And I think I could make a lovely little story around that. So thank you very much for joining me again. I'm hoping you love these new stamps. A few little teasers there of a few of them. And I'll be popping back tomorrow with another little Technique Tuesday for you. So I shall leave you with Logan and Lupin, my 2 new best friends. I hope you enjoy them. You look after yourselves, please, and look after each other. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.